Used kids today are all about the tea. Used kids want the tea. Well, it's old Randy Ritchie here. Premier Pro Wrestling presents the tea. From taping 540 last Saturday night, going into this Saturday night, PPW's taping 541. Before we get started with the tea, don't forget to visit the description to see how to support Premier Pro Wrestling. And please like and subscribe while you're here. We figured we'd start the night off right and give those fans who hung with us the week before in that tremendous card with the Four Corners Tag Elimination matchup where the newcomers, I'm not going to say newcomers, but the young up-and-comers, Badass Brandon Campbell and Jay Leone, became the new Premier Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And right out of the box, they took themselves a big old bite, folks, a big old bite. But they did not choke up against Psycho Spawn 1, Psycho Spawn 2. They were victorious in their first Tag Team Champion defense. Here's the tea. Here's what people may not think about or notice. It was one hell of a matchup, and the Spawns brought it. They brought it. You want to say, bring it on? It had been brought in, as they're 260 pounds apiece. They're not thinking very clearly. They don't have a lot of control over their emotions. They're rough. They're tough. Surprisingly quick. But at the end of the day, the Tag Team Champions were able to outsmart them. We look forward to seeing what's coming up this week when Badass Brandon Campbell in singles action at 541 faces off with Marcus the Science Smith. The Relentless Jay Leone faces off this Saturday night at PPW's 541st taping for his, what he still calls his, Challenge Pro Championship in that triple threat matchup. You pin your man, you submit your man, or you eliminate one of your opponents over the top rope. Jay lost that championship belt sometime last month against Zero Gold, and he's going to face Jose Acosta, also versus the champ, the defending champ, Zero Gold. And here comes some real tea. Nobody expected much out of this matchup. In one-on-one action when two fan favorites went at it, I'm talking about the Aztec monster Humec. Rockford's favorite son, Jesse Danger, went against each other one-on-one. Humec at a whopping 360 pounds and Jesse Danger every bit 175 pounds, soaking wet. What a matchup, my friends. What ended up happening here was, if they liked it or not, these two guys brought out the best in each other. When the 360-pounder was able to keep up with the speed demon, Jesse Danger, and Jesse Danger wasn't able to endure an amazing amount of punishment and just kept on coming at him. This match ended in a double knockout. There was no winner, and at the end of that match, the people in attendance thunderously chanted 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. Well, we couldn't give it to him at 540, but this week at PPW's 541st taping, we're going to see the rematch between Humec and Jesse Danger, literally by popular demand. And then, like it or not, a PPW taping, a Premier Pro Wrestling taping, would not be a Premier Pro Wrestling taping if we didn't hear from Marcus the Science Smith complaining about something. He came right out with the quote-unquote new, improved, science-trusted Charlie Hustle and complained that Charlie Hustle, quotes again, was not scheduled to wrestle in tag or singles competition. He demanded a match from anybody who had the stones to come out and face the new and improved Charlie Hustle, who's said to have grown 4 inches and put on 40 pounds of lean muscle mass, and his teeth fixed themselves by following that Body by Science program. Well, be it. One of our trainees, the young, hungry, hardworking, good-looking young man, sweet Charlie Marconi, came up and humbly accepted the challenge. And although Sweet Charlie Marcone has shown unbelievable talent in that ring. It was Charlie Hustle who was able to best Charlie Marcone with a new move that looked a lot like the Razor's Edge that Marcus the Science Smith claims to have taught him. Then after said victory, Marcus the Science Smith went off again, ever putting over what he refers to as his creation, the new and improved quote-unquote Charlie Hustle, and said now that he's warmed up, is there anybody else in the back with the man parts to face him again in singles competition, unbeknownst to Marcus the Science Smith? And as it happens more times than not, Marcus the Science Smith was unaware that one Matty Ice was in the building, even though he was unscheduled to wrestle. He just stopped by to drop something off. He overheard this and came out, and guess what? Charlie Hustle takes on Matt Vine, and that match is going to be available on our PPW Live because it was just too good. But at the end of the day, it was Matty Ice who gets the Duke. Unfortunately, it did not shut up Marcus the Science Smith on Charlie Hustle's behalf, and Marcus the Science Smith ever reminding Matty Ice there is a stipulation, and Matty Ice still owes the science class one wrestling match for the science class and not himself. More will be revealed as that tea unfolds. The next matchup was again a title match. PPW Original Concept match, the King of the Ironman Championship and the King of the Ironman, Rockstar Rosey, put his belt up against an unsuspected opponent in this type of matchup, the 6'2", 265-pounder from the mean, dirty streets of Las Vegas, and 1/4, 0.25 of the science class, Mickey Sinn. Mickey thought he could end that match in 5 minutes and would beat the hell out of Rockstar Rosey so bad that he wouldn't be able to continue the match, and that is not what happened. Whew! Rockstar Rosey started that match off doing what he does, and his kink is wrestling, and he was a kinky son of a bitch in this one against Mickey Sinn, man. He had him tied in knots. He was out quicking him, outsmarting him, which some of you might say doesn't take much, but Mickey's no dummy. He just plays one on TV. And then, when Mickey finally cut him off, Rockstar Rosey took one hell of a beating. He took one hell of a beating, and the man kept coming. At the end of the match, which is usually the idea of that matchup, is the most pinfalls and submissions. At the end of the 30 minutes, that man is the winner. There was one finish which came in the last minute of the matchup, and he was aided by one member of the science class, but we've got a new King of the Ironman champion in Mickey Sinn. Here's some tea for all of us to think about at this stage in the game. The science class currently holds the Challenge Pro Championship, as the Challenge Pro Champion is Zero Gold, the man from Osaka, Japan. The next belt was won at 540 once again. That was Mickey Sinn. One half of the science class is currently PPW champions. Talk about some tea. You've got to be sweating right now if you're in the PPW roster, in the PPW locker room. Coming up this Saturday night, PPW's 541st taping. The main event of the evening, PPW heavyweight champion El Guerrero, Jose Acosta, faced the mouthpiece, the brainchild, if you will, of the science class, Marcus the Science Smith, and these two men went 2 out of 3 falls. Now, if I could, I'm going to say this first of all, and I know that Jose himself is extremely impressed, surprised, and is full of gratitude that the Rockford fans have taken him like they have, or taken to him like they have, and the support behind him over the last 3 to 4 weeks as he's performed in different matches. Marcus the Science Smith, however loud and obnoxious and boisterous as he is, and as much as he has a pickle mustache, One thing we can't take away from Marcus the Science Smith is this man is a talented wrestler, and in a lot of ways, I myself think, as I'm sure a lot of fans think, as they have expressed it to me, part of the reason they don't like Marcus so much is that if he wasn't such a stunad, as they like to call him in the Italian culture, my culture, he could be champion. Well, I'll tell you, the way this match went down, it was one fall apiece right up until the end. And of course, it wouldn't be Marcus the Science Smith in the science class if there wasn't some controversy to that one. At the end of the day, El Guerrero retained the title as he got that third fall via disqualification. Then there was a run-in. There was outside action from Jay Leone, badass Brandon Campbell, along with Zero Gold, Charlie Hustle, Jesse Danger. All hell broke loose, spitting ass was flying everywhere. They were able to get the science class and not exactly run him off, but run him out of the ring as Brandon Campbell, Jay Leone, the champ, El Guerrero, and Jesse Danger held the high ground in the ring. The science class, right behind Marcus the Science Smith, was outside the ring, and I'll tell you, handing Marcus the Science Smith a microphone is like handing a baby a stick of dynamite to play with. As he went off with tail tucked, he did get the last word when he reminded all of PPW, the fans in attendance, and the men in the ring that this was not over, that because of the disqualification, Marcus the Science Smith is still the number one contender for El Guerrero's title. And once again, I'm going to remind you folks, please subscribe to PPW Live today to get this full card and so much more in its entirety. Several of these matches will be coming up on YouTube for free, so please like and subscribe because you'd want to be notified as those happen. That was the T for 540, and this Saturday night Premier Pro Wrestling Tapes 541. Matches coming up, and let's see if they can bring that game again like they did last week. The Aztec monster Humec faces Rockford's own Jesse Danger. Can't wait for this one. Marcus the Science Smith faces off in singles action versus one half of PPW's tag team champions, one badass Brandon Campbell. Rockstar Rosey requested it. He got it. He feels he lost that King of the Ironman championship last week due to the interference of one quote-unquote Charlie Hustle. Then don't forget, the Challenge Pro Championship is on the line this Saturday night in Rockford when Zero Gold, the current and reigning King of the Challenge Pro champion, faces off against PPW heavyweight champion El Guerrero Jose Acosta, and the man who feels he wrongfully lost that title, the young, the hungry, the relentless Jay Leone. The undercard and preliminary matches will be announced, but for now, who do you think stands the best chance in that triple threat Challenge Pro Rules Championship matchup? While Zero Gold does have the right to have one or several of the science class in his corner or seconding him that night, we've also got a champion, a 7-time PPW champion in El Guerrero, Jose Acosta. But then we've got the young Jay Leone, who was already a first-time current tag team champion. In my mind's eye, the odds-on favorite there, I can't say. I'm going to leave that up for you guys to decide. If you want to, go ahead and comment in the comments. And don't forget also in the description, if you can make it this Saturday night, you'll see how to get tickets and all the taping info. Once again, Premier Pro Wrestling presented you the T. Let's see what you guys do with it.